At the beginning of May, Bison Relay version 0.1.7 was released with lots of new improvements. To start with, Bison Relay now has verified installation packages to help with the initial setup. The macOS DMG version lets you install and start Bison Relay from the Launchpad or application folder. In order to get the new install, let's head on over to the downloads page on bisonrelay.org. Then I'm going to click on macOS, but obviously you click on the operating system that relates to yours. And then I'm going to click on graphical user interface. From here you can click on the macOS AMD 64. For my version, for some reason, if I click on this, it does come up with an error. So in order to get around this, if you click on the release notes, and it takes you to the GitHub page, Company Zero Bison Relay, and here you can see all of the release packages. Now my one is this top one here, the Darwin DMG version. So if I click on this, it will quickly download. And in order to install it, it's a lot more simple now. So we just click on this DMG file, and we have the installer. So if I just drag this over to the applications, it's done. Because I've already got installed, I don't need to do anything more. I just stop this. That's literally all it is. So we can close this window, we can clear this, and then once you finish the install, you can just move that to the bin. Nice and easy. So to start off with, once you've opened up Bison Relay, we head into the newsfeed area. And the first thing you should see is these yellow icons on the left hand side. These are the new notification icons that are included for both newsfeed and chat. Now once you've finished catching up on all of your notifications in both of these areas, those icons will clear. You've also got notification in the posts themselves. So where it says new post, new comments, this tells us that there is stuff to read in here. So if we click on the read button and we scroll down, we can obviously read the post and then we can read the comments. Now when we come back, you'll notice that those notifications are gone. And it's the same for all of these. So if I click through these and then I click on this last one, we'll notice that our notification button has disappeared. The next improvement is the Your Posts. So head on over to the Your Posts, and what you see is a list of all the posts that you've created in a list order and date order. Another new icon in the top bar is the Create a New Post icon, which can be accessed from any part of the interface. So if you click on this, you can create a new post nice and easy from anywhere in Bison Relay. There's also been some improvements to how you load images. So in the newsfeed, if you click on the load file, then select the image that you'd like, and then press choose. So rather than having a little plus button, you actually get the actual add button now, and it's done nice and easy. So it does make it a little bit easier to not make mistakes. In the chat area, you now have a window for uploading images. So if you click on this paperclip icon, you now get a full window, in which case you can just press the load file like we did before and then press attach. It does make it a lot simpler. Another massive improvement is anywhere in Bison Relay, you can now give tips to users. So let's head on over to newsfeed. So if I right click on any of these profile image icons, I now get a menu and I can tip from anywhere in the interface. So if I press the pay tip, enter my tip, and then press pay, nice and easy. So if I go into the post itself, I can right click here and get the tip menu. I can also do it for anyone that's added a comment. So if I wanted to give Jay-Z a tip, I could just right click on his profile, pay tip, and then give him a tip for his comment. You can also do it in the chat area. So if you're in a group channel and you want to tip someone, you just right click and then pay tip. And it's the same for chat as well. So if you're having a conversation with somebody, you can also tip them in the chat themselves, or you can right click on their icon and pay a tip as well. This is very efficient. This is a really great improvement to the tipping system. It makes it so much easier to tip anyone at any point. At the bottom of the chat section, we've got some improvements to these buttons. The first one is the improvement to the generate invite button, which is this button here. If you click on this, you now have a few different options. So the first is you can select a path to create an invite for somebody. And we'll just save this to the desktop. So we've now just created an invite for somebody. We can also send funds to that invite as well. So we can actually add some funds so the person that receives the invite can actually pre-fund their account. And then we can generate the invite. This key here can then be used. So if you copy and paste this key, this can then be used in the next section, which is the fetch invite by key button, which is this button here. And then all they need to do is select their path. And once again, we'll just save this path or this invite bin to our desktop. And then we'd paste our key and then we'd say fetch invite. Obviously, because I'm the same person, this will come back with an error, but all you do is press fetch key and it says you're already subscribed. The massive bonus about this new system between these two buttons is now it does make onboarding a lot simpler, and it also allows for users using Bison Relay to populate their wallet without actually needing to go off to an exchange and buy DCR. So anybody that's already using Bison Relay can now send an invite and some funds to another user or a potential user and get them onboarded a lot easier. The old way of inviting people is also still available. So just by clicking on the load invite button, that is still available. So you can just upload the invite.bin file. But these two new buttons do make that whole process a lot easier. Hopefully we'll see users inviting people using this new method and onboarding them to Bison Relay. There's also been an overhaul to groups. Groups can be upgraded to version 1. This upgrade includes the ability to add multiple admins and the ability to make your group public by adding the new GC bot. Let's have a little look at this. So if we click on my group here, which is this Decode magazine, and then we click on the icon, opens up our little side panel. And if we click on the manage group, at the very top here, you can see that the version number for this group has now been upgraded to version 1. If this group wasn't upgraded to version 1, there's a little button that just says upgrade this to include the new features. Really nice and simple. So if you had a group that was pre-version 1, it's really easy to upgrade that. And once you do, that's where you get this extra icon along the side here. So as you can see, Phoenix is the overall admin, but then you can choose to add admins or remove them. So you can remove an admin, and down here you can add an admin, which is really cool. You'll also notice that in this group, GC bot is an admin. By using GC bot as an admin, you can make this group a public group. So GC bot is a new user that allows users to add themselves to groups without needing an invite. So you can simply add a command into the text box. Commands include help, list, or invite to groups. Let's have a look at how this works. So if we just press done here and then go and find GC bot, down here in the message box, all we'd type is help and then press enter. Just wait a few seconds and it will come back with a list of the commands that we can use. So the first command we can say is list. So if we type list, all lowercase, and then press enter, it will give us a list of all the public groups currently available. As you can see, so I'm already in Bison Relay, I'm already in random, I'm already in welcome and trading and Decode magazine. The one that I'm not in is this bot test 1. So I'm just going to copy this, Control C, and then I'm going to type invite and a space, invite, space, and then paste in bot test 1 and then press enter. And then hopefully in a few seconds I should be asked to accept this invite, and I'll accept it. And then after a few more seconds it should appear in this area here. And there it is. One thing to note, especially with Decode magazine, because there's a space in the name, when you do this invite you do need to put quotation marks around Decode magazine. So for instance, you'd say invite and then quotation Decode magazine lowercase and then close the invites. Then if I press enter now, and the message basically says you're already part of that group. So as you can see, that's really powerful, and it's very easy now to onboard to various groups. There have been many improvements behind the scenes to help the usability, efficiency and reliability of Bison Relay and its interaction with the Lightning Network. But there's also been a massive push to include more functionality for the user, including wallet features. So the first improvement is Bison Relay now has accounts for the SPV wallet. So if we head on over to the LN Management tab and we click on accounts, it's now possible, just like you would do with Crediton, to have multiple accounts so you can have different funds for different accounts. This is a really good feature and increases the usability. The next requested feature is having the ability to send and receive. So if we click on chain, It's now possible, as it was before, to receive money by generating an address and receiving the money. But now you can also have a destination for sending the money to. So if you've earned like 2 or 3 Decred and you wanted to take some of that money out, you can now do that. You can just enter the address that you need to, say the amount, and then you can send on chain. This was a much requested feature, and it does mean that closing an account on Bison Relay is now a lot easier. With every release, Bison Relay becomes more functional and user friendly. Although this product is still very much in the testing phase of its development, it's impressive to see how far it's come in such a short period of time. Have you tried Bison Relay yet? If so, what are your initial thoughts and what would you like to see next?